Hey there, YouTubers and collectors and Rocky fans. This is Salvador Los Angeles with my review of Rocky action figure Series 3 from Rocky 3. This is Rocky Balboa here in package. Now, if you'll notice, the background art is the same as the other two figures, or should I say, as the other many figures that were featured in Rocky Series 1 and Series 2 figures by NECA. In fact, according to the precedent set by the other series, we would have expected a battle-damaged Rocky. But we only got one Rocky here with Series 3, whereas we got two different versions of Clubber Lang. Here is Rocky featured in his Rocky 3 attire with the belt. Right up front, I gotta say, you didn't give us a belt. I mean, I think that if you're gonna have Rocky and you're gonna have Rocky pictured with his belt, you should have given us a belt. I mean, you know what? Even if you charge me $1 more, $1 more, I'll pay $2 more to put a belt on him, a nice looking belt. I think that would have been really great. Rocky battles his most powerful adversary yet, the ferocious Clubber Lang. After suffering a humiliating KO at the hands of Clubber, it becomes apparent that Rocky has lost his edge. Considering hanging it all up, Rocky receives encouragement from an unlikely ally, his old nemesis Apollo Creed. With Apollo's help, Rocky regains the Eye of the Tiger and confronts Clubber in a grueling rematch for the title. Celebrate 35 years of the phenomenally successful Rocky saga with this brand new collection of movie-accurate action figures of the Italian Stallion and his infamous opponents. And I gotta tell you, I wasn't gonna review this figure, but I have a fear, and my fear is that this is the end of the Rocky line. I would believe it would be highly unlikely that they would come out with a Mickey, an Adrian, and a Paulie. I think it would be unlikely. So I have a concern and a fear that this might be the end of the Rocky line. So therefore, in honor, well, you know, I hope I'm wrong, but in honor, I review the Rocky figure that I had not intentionally planned to do. All right. So this is Rocky Series 3 figure from Rocky 3, Rocky Balboa, made by NECA, reviewed by Salvador Los Angeles. Thanks for watching. I mean, I don't want to be blinded. I mean, I'm one of these people that was looking forward to these figures and was waiting. I don't want to be blinded by lust. Okay, what can I say? This is the best Sylvester Stallone likeness in a figure ever. I mean, one day I guess they're going to come out with Rambo figures, maybe. And I got to tell you, it's got to top this. Likeness is great, skin tone is great. I mean, you're not going to get any better in a figure, especially at this price range. I mean, $15, that's how much this figure is. You might have paid an inflated rate on eBay, but at retail right now, this figure is going for $15. And there's still a few of them remaining. I mean, they're not exactly flying off the shelf. Great skin color, great muscle tone. Look at that definition. Extreme close-up. Says Rocky on the back of his boots. Look at that nice color on those boots. You know what? I would imagine that it's possible to pop this head off and put it on the body of the Rocky Series 1 figure. And then you would have a figure that looks exactly like Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, as opposed to whoever that was in Series 1. But this is an incredible likeness. A lot of people are really into articulation. So I suppose they really like this articulation here. But let me tell you something. I would be willing to forsake this articulation. What you could do is just hide his waist articulation down in his shorts, like a lot of figures have, hidden underneath the clothing. And then he can still twist at the waist, but he wouldn't have this here. Now, I know this does give you the ball joint. I know. But you know what? I'd be willing to sacrifice that, just have a twist, and have that hidden, and then it would just be nice and streamlined and seamless here at the waist. That's just my belief. It says Rocky there on his shorts. Alright, Rocky features head, ball joint. Not a lot of range on that head. He can go all over the place with it. Shoulder goes all over the place, up and down, and around, and out. A lot of good movement there. Really great movement. I feel, and you know what? It feels sturdy too. I feel like I could really give it a good yank. I think a kid could play with this and wouldn't have to worry so much about breaking it. Elbow hinge and swivel. And glove swivel. And a little bit of all around. It almost feels like they're going to come off, but really I just think it's maximum mobility there. And of course the waist ball joint. There's a hip ball joint, it seems like. A lot of movement, but restricted by the shorts. A lot of movement in the thigh. And hinge at the knee. Not double jointed. And you know what? Let me tell you something. A lot of figures are double jointed at the knee. I'm not crazy about it. I mean, really, one joint I think is plenty. That's what I think. Because I still like that visual appeal. And then, oh, twist at the knee. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, I thought there was also going to be a split in the sock or the boot, but there's not. So that's where it twists there. And then ankle hinge and back and forth. Really mobile here on the ankle. Really mobile. And then the toe there. Bottoms of shoes just have holes. And it says NECA 2011. And it says tough wear on the gloves there. Now again, the thing I'm not crazy about with NECA figures is this little lip there. See that? A little cliff. Not crazy about that on the knee. But you know what though? I gotta tell you, it seems like on these figures, they've shaved a lot of this edge. I think on previous figures, there would have been a little edge there. It's not there. They don't have as much of a little edge there. And same on the elbow. I think that there was worse. I think this stuck out worse on the figures of maybe Series 1 or Series 2. But overall, a really cool figure, an anticipated figure. I mean, really, I think by this point, they should have just went ahead and included a battle-damaged version. So you would have had this version, and then you would have had the battle-damaged. And then if they were going to end there, then they could just end there. And that's fine. Then we would have had 2 different Rockies, 2 different Apollo Creeds, 2 different Ivan Dragos, 2 different Rockies, 2 different Clubber Langs, 2 different Rockies. So essentially there would have been 6 different Rockies. I think might as well, hey, if you're going to have 5 Rockies, might as well have 6. Together at last. I mean, overall, I believe it's a great looking set. You know, a lot of collectors and reviewers have been doing their best of 2012 videos, best figures of 2012, and that's great, and I like watching them. But you know what? A few of them had, I believe, Mr. T. Clubber Lang on them, on the list. But I would say overall, as a set, these NECA Rocky figures as a set, I think #1 figures of the year. I really do. I think so. I may be full of it. Say I'm not an expert. Say what you will. But I think that these Rocky NECA figures, you know what? There may be some excitement surrounding that. You know, meaning I was just excited when they finally got here that I was willing to accept what they gave me. One may argue that. That may be true. But you know what? I believe overall, I mean, they're not perfect, but overall, they really delivered. I would say give them a belt. If you come out with any more, give them a belt. Give us a belt. I mean, UFC figures have belts, and WWE figures have belts. So give us a belt. Looks great, huh? And it covers up that joint that I don't like in his abdomen. Nice. This has been Salvador Los Angeles reviewing NECA's Rocky Balboa figure from Series 3 from Rocky 3. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.